Thanks for joining me today. This is Danny and welcome back to my modded 1.10.2 series. Today we are going to be playing around a little bit more with Ender.io. We actually haven't played with Ender.io for a while. Well, we've been playing with Ender.io all along because everything we do has something to do with Ender.io, but today it's going to be almost all about Ender.io because we are going to be taking some apples and generating RF with them because we have this big barrel of apples up here. Because we are generating RF from wood, turning it into charcoal over here in this electric furnace, and distributing that to all of our generators all over the place. And also, we're also using that for mana generation, probably some other stuff too, I don't know, but but anyway, we're ending up with a lot of apples, and right now I'm just voiding them. I have 240 stacks of apples in here, and the rest of them are just being voided. Any more apples that we come in. So in the interest of, oh, and also we're getting tons and tons of saplings from our tree farms, and we are burning those as well for RF in these two generators right here. So the only thing that we're not doing anything with is the apples. So in the interest of not wasting materials, let's do something with these apples. Here's what we're going to need. We're going to need a vat, possibly two. Oh, we actually had an extra machine chassis, check that out. And we had extra electrical steel. Nice. We did not have an extra cauldron. Or a furnace. And then we need two fluid tanks. Did we have one? I thought we had a fluid tank somewhere. We do. We have one fluid tank, but because of NBT stuff, it probably wasn't able to grab it, so we're going to do this, and then we have a vat. And then we are also going to need, so what we're going to do is we're going to make some hooch. Hooch? How come it's not? Hooch? We're going to make some hooch. And we make hooch in the vat. Oh wait, I'm looking at the uses of hooch. We make hooch in the vat from water, apples, or whatever, some organic materials, and sugar. And that gets us hooch. And then with that hooch, we could, well, okay, first of all, with the hooch and the combustion generator, we can generate 60 RF per tick. But we could actually, if we wanted to, and I haven't decided whether I'm going to do this yet, we could take it a step further and make rocket fuel. Using the hooch and some gunpowder and redstone. We will have to figure out how to get gunpowder and redstone renewably, but I actually have some ideas on how we might do that. And the benefit of that is that we can then generate 160 RF per tick. Okay, so apparently this guy only takes power from the side. I'm not sure if that's a bug or if that's intended. But there we are. We now are full of power. Now we need to pipe water into this guy. So I've got a Ender.io reservoir down here. It's basically just 4 reservoir blocks. You set it up just like a infinite water supply by putting 2 buckets of water in it. The difference is that you can pipe from it. So we will extract, always active. And, oh, there we go. It's already inputting. Hooray. And then I happen to have a stack of apples and a stack of sugar. And it's going to take water, it's going to stick it in here, and it's going to vat it. It's going to ferment or whatever process is going on there until it outputs into this tank. There's no way to speed it up though. So if we want to go faster, I guess we're going to have more vats, which just might be the case. Let's see. So there we have our 875 millibuckets of hooch from one of each. So we'll have to come up with a way to produce sugar on a regular basis. Right now we have a ton of sugar cane, so that's not going to be a problem for a while. But then we have our combustion generator, and we can take our fluid conduits again and extract from there. And there we go. There's our hooch. Oh, actually, we're going to need water in there as well. So let's I guess we'll have to break this block. We will be using conduit facades here to clean this up a little bit, especially since we have to have those pipes in the middle, which kind of sucks. Okay. And that is going to insert, and then we're going to hit this guy with a wrench so that it connects. There we go. Alright, so we have hooch, and we have coolant, and we are generating 60 RF per tick. Oh, and it's being pulled out right away. Okay, so it is working. Never active. Alright, just wanted to make sure our buffer is filling up. So we are generating 60 RF per tick right now. Hooray! I've got conduits running over here into our RF tools power cell, which is linked to all of our other RF tools power cells. Got a storage drawer here. It's the smallest drawer that I could make. It only holds 4 stacks of each item. I did that because I don't really want to store much. Whoops! I don't want to store much stuff here. This is really just our buffer for the vat. So for now, we just want to do apples and sugarcane. We're filling up with apple and sugar canes here. And then I have a wooden crafter from Progressive Automation. Let's move it down there. Grab a chest from our refined storage system. Okay. Oh, I thought I had 4 chests in there. And only vanilla chests seem to work, so let me grab some cobble. Just some kind of throwaway block so that we can fill up this chest. Like that. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Go like that. There. And then put our RF engine in there. And we're going to have to pipe RF into this as well. And then we're going to have this. Not touching that. We're going to be inserting in here. And I think I'm going to want an item filter there. I happen to have a basic item filter. That's cool. Because we only want sugarcane coming in here. We don't want it throwing apples in there or something like that if we run out of sugarcane. Oh, it won't let me do that. Okay, whatever. We'll just throw that in there. Okay, so now we're inserting there. We can extract here. Always active. So this guy should get a stack of sugarcane. There's the output, and that'll end up. So we'll end up with 2 stacks of sugar in the end as a buffer. Then we can take our item conduits. We're going to be inserting in there. And now it should know to only put apples in there. So we're going to extract from here, always active. So we should see our apples filling up. Yes. And then we are going to extract. Oh, we already were. Extract from here, always active. So then our sugar should be filling up. What's going on here? Oh, we're out of sugar. Ooh, this guy's really slow. Oh no, it stopped because it ran out of RF. Okay, wow, that guy takes a lot of RF. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that is fully automated. As long as we have apples and sugarcane, we will have hooch. Hooray! The only thing that we don't have right now is sugarcane automation, but we have so much sugarcane in our system that I'm going to kind of let it get a little bit lower than that before. We'll probably add sugarcane to this garden since we don't really need any of this stuff. Probably get rid of the cactus and replace that with sugarcane. The next step would be making rocket fuel. And that would require gunpowder and redstone. Now we can automate redstone fairly easily. I mean, we already have tons and tons and tons of redstone. Well, I guess that's not tons and tons and tons, but we already have a lot of redstone. But we can use these red orchids to generate redstone renewably. We just need to get a few redstone. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's auto-generate redstone. And actually, I think now for the I'm kind of a little bit scattered, but for the gunpowder, we only have 135 gunpowder, and that's all from killing creepers and such. So there's a couple different ways that we could automate the process of renewable gunpowder. One of those would be setting up a spawner, which I would kind of like to do at some point. Have like just a monster spawner that spawns all kind of stuff. But I think I'm going to use bees because we've already made ourselves some. I think it was the Osteo Bees. In fact, if we go over here and take a look at our little chart that we put together for our secluded bees, we can see that the Osteo Bees give us gunpowder. And I think we actually might even already have some, so I'll probably do that for gunpowder. But first, let's do this red orchid thing. I need some kind of a silk touch tool, and I'm not sure if I have one. Alright, this is easy enough. I'm just going to make a silk touch book. It's just a slime. Take the efficiency 3. Alright, so now we've got efficiency 3 silk touch. Yay! Alright, so we've got a redstone ore, and then we put our red orchids on top. And hopefully, hopefully for one, we'll get more of those over time. We'll be able to fill the rest of these up. But hopefully our Ender IO, oh my gosh. They're growing very quickly thanks to our greenhouse glass. I was just doing a little searching around for some modest princesses because I want to make my austere drone. I found a village with an ancient capacitor from Ender IO. Machine upgrade. Increases energy storage and speed range of machines. Premium hot impossible capacitor can now be upgraded free of charge to capacitor 1. Press OK or abort to do so. I don't know what that means, but let's play around with that. Check this out. Here's our ancient capacitor that we found. There's no crafting recipe for this. 137 RF per tick. So it's basically an upgrade from the octadic. It's like even more powerful than the octadic. Normally, this is the Stirling generator from Ender IO, which would normally give us 80 RF per tick with the octadic capacitor. I think it's usually 20 RF per tick with nothing. Yeah, with nothing. And then I think it's 40 with the double layer. 137 RF per tick. Nice. Modest princess, frugal drone gives us austere queen. Oh, and we need some of that stuff. We'll just steal it. And you thought we were done with forestry. I thought we were done with forestry, but yeah, the gunpowder thing, that'll really boost our RF per tick. Okay, time for the upgrade. We've got a second vat. I'm going to put that here where that was. So it should fill it with RF. And then I'm going to hit this wrench. Hit this pipe so that we're piping hooch into here. We're going to pipe items into the bottom, and there should only be, yep, it knew exactly what to accept, so that's awesome. So it's taking gunpowder and it's taking redstone, and it is producing 50%, 54%. It's producing rocket fuel. There we go. We are running a little low on gunpowder, so we might run out. I want to make sure that it doesn't lose that and start dumping something else in there. Okay, so we've got a little bit of rocket fuel already. So now we can set this guy down again, our combustion engine, which actually still has a bunch of hooch in it. So we'll have to let it finish the hooch. We don't have to, I suppose we could. So we're going to have it pull And we're going to have this guy push. So as soon as this guy uses up all the hooch, it should start pulling rocket fuel. We're also going to have to pipe water in there as a coolant. Get that right there. There. Now we should be pumping water into that. Yes, our water is full. Oh, and we need to pull the RF out, otherwise we will never use up that hooch. Hooray, we're now using rocket fuel, and we're producing 160 RF per tick, which currently is more than... yeah. Currently we're producing more RF than we're using. Nice. I am having a little trouble securing the gunpowder resource, though. We're still running a little low. Let's see, 1 times 64 plus 15. Soul vial of a creeper and a broken spawner. 15 XP I need. I should probably pipe my XP down there somehow, but 1, 2. Oh, no, I already had enough. So I'm going to put together a really quick spawner. It's not going to be anything fancy. Alright, so there's our creeper spawner, and there's our soul vial. There we go. Use player XP. Ooh, that's a lot faster. Look at that. Hooray! There's our Franken zombie and our soul vial back. Franken zombie, Killer Joe. Hooray! And we're gonna have to make some nutrient distillation, but I'm not gonna use this guy as a grinder. So we just need to dump some nutrient distillator or whatever in there once, and it won't consume it. Alright, now we have to make a spawner. We have a broken spawner. Now we have to make a powered spawner. Hooray, there we have it. So we needed 2 vibrant crystals. Those require an emerald and the vibrant alloy, which we've made in the past, but it's basically... what the? Vibrant turbine rotor. Well, that's interesting. Huh. Anyway, it's an ender pearl energetic alloy, which is gold, redstone, and glowstone. So there's our powered spawner. So now we have to take the powered spawner and... oh boy, we're running out of XP. But we'll soon change that. Once we get this guy up and running, we'll have XP. We'll have lots of XP thanks to our Killer Joe. Alright, I got another vat. Just gonna throw some rotten flesh in there and some sugar. I'll just grab half a stack of sugar from there. And that should start getting us some nutrient whatever. I don't know why I can't pronounce that, but it's nutrient distillation. And I'm just gonna grab a bucket of that. That's all we really need. Okay, I've got 2 ender tanks, and I'm setting them both to yellow, white, white. So they should stack. This is gonna be our grinder, the shield projector, and the shape card. And here's our powered spawner from Ender.io that we're going to stick right in the middle of this room. And this room is a 5x5 because that is the range of the Killer Joe. So we'll stick Killer Joe. You know what? Maybe I'll stick Killer Joe right there. And maybe so I can walk over him. But he's facing the wrong way. Nope, 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 nope. Wait, we have to go this way. There, okay. So normally we would give this guy a sword and he would kill whatever's in front of him as long as we provide nutrient distillation. Or nutrient distillation. But he will pick up XP orbs. Even if we don't give him a weapon, and he won't consume the nutrient distillation. He's creepy. Well, unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have to finish the mob spawner in a different episode because I've been at this for a really, really long time and I'm having some trouble with the shield projector, which I'm using as the grinder. I mean, there are some other options that we can use for grinding, but I've just put a lot of time into this right now and I have some other options, but you can see it's kind of working, but it's not letting the items pass. And even though it's I mean, they're treating it like it's a solid block, even though it says in here that items can pass. I mean, I can still pass. And it's not always damaging the creepers. It seems like it's just working inconsistently. So I'm just going to kind of give up on it for now. And we're going to look at another option actually in a future episode, possibly having to do with a mod with the initials DE. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that later as we get toward the end of the episode. But the other reason I'm kind of giving up on this is because it's costing us 240 RF to spawn the creepers, and we're not even generating that much power with the gunpowder. So there are other things I want from creepers too, but we'll get into that as we do that in a different episode. My other gunpowder issue that I've been working with here is with the Osteo Bees, and the problem is that their specialty is powdery comb. This is the one that has the, hey, what the frick? Everything is breaking on me today. What the heck, man? I don't know why that is suddenly broken, but whatever. The specialty only gets produced when they're in their native environment. And in the case of the Osteo, that would be a desert. So I think a savanna would probably work as well. So yeah, so having the aviary set up to their climate doesn't help. Well, I almost gave up on gunpowder. I was very close. Just feeling like I was at a point of diminishing returns big time with that. But here I am. I set up an apiary out here in the Mesa Plateau, one of my favorite parts of this world. I really love this landscape here. It's pretty cool. So I just set it up right here, and I've got a chunk loader loading one chunk. I don't have any RF out here. I don't need it because all I have is an apiary with my Osteo Queen and Osteo drones. I've got our conduit set up, input output, and self-feed so that our drones and princess should come back in. And then I've got this guy set up to send our stuff back home. So this is, of course, our remote storage that sends our stuff back home. And I have a filter, whoops. I have a filter in here to blacklist the Osteo Princess and Osteo Drone, and it's ignoring metadata. Because, you know, there's the metadata is going to be different for many of them, but I just want to make sure that they stay here and they can fill this chest up. I don't care. Oh, you know what? Sooner or later it's going to overflow though, so we'll have to come up with a way of managing that. But we have already, if we run home now, we will see that we already have. I can't see that number. We already have 3 powdery combs. And I just set that up a little bit ago and a bunch of parched combs. But the powdery combs are the ones that I care about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some auto processing down here. I'm just basically going to set up a centrifuge right here. This is where our stuff comes in. Got the centrifuge set up here. And it's set to in and out. Priority of 1, which is a higher priority than our refined storage system input. So anytime something comes in from outside, like let's say these powdery combs, they should end up in the centrifuge first, and then the output of the centrifuge should end up going back into the system. Yay. For a few finishing touches, I've got some conduit facades painted in the painting machine. Whoops. Painted in the painting machine with, what was it? With these laboratory blocks. There we go. Beautiful. I should probably put something there too, maybe. But we're now generating, what's 220 RF per tick with our apples and sugar and gunpowder and redstone. This one's generating 160 with rocket fuel, and this one is just using hooch and generating 60. Right now it's not because the buffer was full. So yeah, we've just increased our capacity quite a bit. And we've secured, I actually added 2 more aviaries up there with, or apiaries with 2 more of the Osteo Bees. So we're all set. There's actually one more thing I wanted to show you that I did off camera before we get started. I've been talking about how I have so much wood and so much all that. And I'm going to show you how that's happening right now. So I have a basic drawer up here that has wood in it and apples. And it also has let's see. It's got a bunch of upgrades in it, so it can store up to 240 stacks. And it has very nearly that much right now. Actually, it has 240 stacks of apples right now, despite the fact that we're using all those apples to create hooch. Wow, we could probably set up some more of those because we're still totally maxed out with our apples. And I've also got a void upgrade, so anything extra it gets, it's just going to destroy. And then here I have an inventory checker from RF Tools that's checking the oak wood, and it's checking to see if there are 15,000 oak wood. And when there's 15,000, it will emit a redstone signal to this redstone transmitter. The receiver for that transmitter is over by our tree farm. This is really a mess in here, but oh, in fact, there's no way to get down. I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. Is down here. I have a blood magic ritual. It's the ritual of the Green Grove or something like that. And I have the redstone signal going into this when we have enough wood. So this tree farm is always working. But when we run low on wood, that ritual kicks in and it starts growing trees like crazy. Like every couple seconds a tree pops up. And then of course this Neotech electric logger like instantly chops down the trees. So that's why we always have tons and tons and tons of wood. Oh wow. We just got a really big tree. So that was weird. We got a bunch of trees at once there, so I'm guessing maybe our trees went under 15,000 for a second there. Yeah, they must have. 15.1k, 15,048. So every time that drops between 15,000, the ritual kicks in, and then it just starts producing wood a lot faster. And as you can see, it's producing apples right alongside, of course, and saplings. Actually, I think we're doing a pretty good job of burning up our saplings now. In fact, we have none. So, which is fine, because if we do run out of saplings, I have one generator that's dedicated entirely to saplings. And that's the Actual Edition's coal generator. Yeah, coal generator. It generates 60 hour per tick, I think. And this guy will also pull charcoal. So if it runs out of oak saplings, it's just going to pull charcoal. I've got a chest down there that we can't open, but that's like full of oak saplings. Join me next time when we're probably going to be playing around with Reliquary. I know I've been saying that for a long time, but I think we're finally ready to get that episode out. We already started recording it a while ago, so hopefully we'll have that finished very soon. And also, I have a couple of new mods that are going to be in the mod pack very soon, because we now have for 1.10.2, in fact maybe by the time you watch this, because of the time that it's going to take me to edit this, they may have already been out for a while, but Draconic Evolution is out for 1.10.2, and so is Immersive Engineering. That is now out for public use now as well. So those both are going to be added to the mod pack, and I'll be playing around with those. And there's actually a couple others that I'm looking at too, and some that have been suggested by some of you in the comments. And and speaking of comments and mods suggestions, I'm gonna make a long overdue shout out to No Wired Gaming, who actually suggested Actually Additions along with a couple other mods that we've got in this pack that I've been having a lot of fun with. So if you do have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, or any whatever suggestions, ideas. And if you did enjoy this, don't forget to click the like button and to join me next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.